I wish I'd seen that talk when I was 13 about women and men. That would have made it a lot easier and probably would never have resulted in this talk. Just to clarify one thing before I start, this is no relation to Nelson Mandela. If anybody spotted that is a plagiarized version of his autobiography. But I haven't read his autobiography, so it might actually be quite similar. Okay. So go ahead. So when I was young, I'll probably say that I wasn't the happiest teenager. It was not like I was in abject misery. I just never really found exactly what made me happy. I was crap at sport, not particularly good with the ladies. And, you know, I just, listening to metal as well doesn't really give you, well, if you're happy, it's actually a bad thing. So I hadn't really found what I was looking for, and I really needed to just sort of figure out what made me happy and what really took me to that next level, because I smiled, but never massively. So, like Bono, I kind of came to a realization. I didn't put my hand in my trousers. And I basically realized that I've always loved cars and that I should start embracing it. And with the help of my mate Dave and my girlfriend and several other friends, they taught me that I had to embrace it. So you'll see Michael Knight in the bottom. He's a legend. And my friend Dave bought the car, which is in this picture, and I bought an identical one, but in a slightly different colour. And I thought I was an absolute legend. Every time I drew that car, pop-up headlamps, which are the best things in the world, I had this vision of what I looked like inside. And the best thing to be about a vision that's inside is it's not always what other people see. But that doesn't really matter, because if you're happy, you've got to do it. So this talk is really about how being a petrol head actually is what makes me who I am. So that involves things like touching up your knob on the weekend. And when it rains and everybody else is miserable, you look out the window and you see the beading on your car and you think, that looks shit good. And when you drive, it all flies off. So, and also then, I haven't taken the short route to anywhere since I've loved cars. If I can find a squiggly little road, that's the road that I'm taking. It doesn't matter how long it takes me, because it's all about the enjoyment of getting there. And then, of course, you don't have to worry about traffic. Also, if I can find a tunnel on the way there, that's particularly good. There's a certain format for tunnels. You must slow down, then put your windows down, downshift, and drive through it. And I describe that as public service, really, to the people around me in the tunnel. So you have to embrace flaws. This car may be beautiful, but it will kidnap your father. True story. It will break down at every opportunity. And for instance, the car I drive has currently spent more time with the garage than it has with me. But I still love it because it makes me happy. And when you do have your car, you've got to slightly tweak it when you really, really love cars. So you might, just paint a little bit, change a little bit, but budget is quite important, and cardboard I wouldn't say is the best way of doing it. But that sort of all ties in to, you'll be familiar with Top Gear, I'm sure. And I realised that what I really need to do was go on a banger rally. So a banger rally is where you get your mates together or get a friend together. Me, it was my girlfriend. And for my 30th birthday, I decided to travel a unfeasibly long distance in a crap car that had a budget restriction of £350. So I travelled from Cardiff down to Venice, and then to Bilbao, and then back on the ferry. So nothing could really go wrong with that plan. So being ambitious, I bought this car. You may be able to tell by the title that there is a Back to the Future link. And we had this vision that we're going to make this into the DeLorean from Back to the Future. And as you'll see from the next slide, that's exactly what we did. So essentially, we spent a lot of time with MDF and stickers. And we made it into the best DeLorean replica you've ever seen that's from a Volkswagen. And yeah, that's right. So we spent a lot of time doing that, and we actually won the best banger of the rally. We actually made time circuits. You can see them in the picture. That's my girlfriend, who is in the audience. She doesn't always dress like Doc Brown, but she was fully supportive of this, and that's the key thing. You've got to have some support. And the good thing about being on a banger rally is you just enjoy the journey. You meet lots of crazy people, like these guys. So we broke down naturally, because that's just part of the fun. And behind us was the Superhero International Taxi, or SHIT for short. And they were there to help in an amusing photograph. People, I think about the definition of success, and this is what comes to me. This is a Cardiff bus parked outside my house in rush hour with the passengers on board, taking a picture of my car. That's the bus driver there. So, but you can't go too far. We were on the banger rally with these guys who'd made a tank out of a Ford Galaxy. And it had a swiveling turret, but they got arrested by the Germans for driving through the Rhineland with a Union Jack on. And they crushed their car, so apparently they don't have humour. So, to round it all up, find something you love doing within the law, and do it. So whether that be extreme ironing or turning your dog into a panda, just do it. I'm not sure if that's technically allowed, but the final thing I want to leave you with is this definition of happiness. So take a bit of time to read it. Not the Oxford one, that's crap. That is the best definition of happiness I can ever see, because I haven't wet myself, just to clarify. But just whatever you love doing, spend the time and actually do it. And that's what I want to tell you. Thank you.